Michael Scott is Ben Lomand Connect's Customer Response Center Supervisor. He's been with Ben Lomand Connect for 13 years, since day one of the inception of the CRC. Michael Scott, welcome to Table Talk.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What's this Sparta boy doing? 13 years, from day one, like we said, to now supervisor of the Customer Response Center. 13 years, big climb, yeah.
Been a long time. Started back in 2004. It's been a good experience, and kind of just got in there and hung in there and worked my way up, and hopefully get to do it for a long time more.
Yeah, the Customer Response Center, and folks have heard us talk about this quite a bit. It's a local customer response center that's housed at Ben Lomand. And just 5 months ago, you guys ended up going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Doesn't matter if it's holidays or not. That had to be an exciting thing for the response center to go 24/7 locally.
It was exciting for us. We've put a lot of work into it. We have a great team, great technicians that work with us. Just gives us more control and more when it comes to handling the calls ourselves, making sure things don't get missed. When you're having to deal with people that are answering your calls in a different state, it gives you an easier way to handle everything. Make sure that things don't get missed and customers don't suffer for it.
Well, we just we're recording this a little bit after Memorial Day. I know me and you were talking before we went on air that if we kind of went back to the old ways of doing things with the response center, you'd have had multiple days in which maybe another national call center would have handled things, and you would have stepped in on that Tuesday morning, having so much to tackle. So that makes life a whole lot easier for the customers, but also for Ben Lomand to handle too, right?
It does, and I couldn't imagine going back to having to depend on another company that's off-site to handle all that and make sure that our customers are taken care of, because as you know, we did have a pretty bad storm, and we had high call volume, and a lot of things would have gotten missed maybe, and some people would have had to wait longer than what they needed to get their service restored. So we're excited about it. We're happy about being able to handle it on our own and give us the power and the knowledge to be able to handle anything that needs to be handled right then and there, instead of having to count on someone to call us about it, in the hope that they do call us and give us the opportunity to fix it ourselves in a timely manner.
You've got roughly how many folks are in the Customer Response Center?
There's 18 of us combined, counting myself. We have 3 people that work the third shift, and we have the rest of the department is the days and the nights and the weekends. But 18 total right now.
We're going to talk a little bit about, even though somebody may hear, I've got quite a bit working this shift, 3 on the overnight or whatever that looks like, but we're going to talk about some of the technology that's involved with how you can increase that here in just a bit. But I think one question that I had whenever I first got there, maybe folks that have called in to our Customer Response Center and talked to folks, what kind of skill sets do you need to be able to work at a call center, or in this case, Ben Lomand Connect's call center or Customer Response Center?
Well, we like people that are technical savvy, but we also love people that are customer based, customer service oriented, that want to give that customer the experience that they deserve. We put a lot of pride in customer service and making people feel comfortable when they call in. Not everyone likes to call tech support, I understand that. We emphasize on making you feel comfortable and making it as painless as possible for you, and getting your problem fixed. We want you to know that while we have you on the phone, you're the only thing we're worried about, getting your problem and your needs took care of, and that personal touch that it adds. So tech skill is important, but it's not the telling factor when it comes to who we decide to hire. We love people that have great attitudes and are proud to work at a company that gives back to its community. And
I was going to say, I guess it's fair to say that there's a lot of things that can be taught and through education, but people skills, sometimes you can't teach that sometimes. Really.
Either you have that or you don't, and that's one of the biggest parts for us, is trying to find people that are personable and that can handle themselves. And it's not for everybody, but you do find a lot of people that are good at it. And like I said, we can teach you the technical side of it, and that comes with it. But to me, I love people that have great attitudes. I love people that are excited about working here and being here and learning new things every day.
Now, the Customer Response Center at Ben Lomond uses a lot of technology to help customers and also be able to help facilitate calls, issues through. Talk about some of the technology that you all use to kind of help the customer experience be as good as it can be.
Well, we do have some options, especially in our call queue, to where you don't have to hold on the line. You can put in your phone number and we'll give you a call back as soon as an agent is available. Doesn't put you to the end of the line, it just puts you next in line for a call back. Basically, you don't have to sit there and hold the phone and listen to the music, if we're busy or if something's going wrong. It's been a very popular thing for us, and people use it a lot. And we like for people to use it because I don't want them, holding on the phone no longer than they have to either. And generally, we don't have a hold time very, very long. But if we have something down or, we're shorthanded, of course, it may be a little more of a wait, and people don't want to have to hold. So, that's one thing we utilize. Another thing we have is called Go to Assist, and what that does gives us the ability to securely remote into your computer and help you with anything that we can't actually get you through with over the phone. Sometimes it's just a little easier to do it when you can see it, and that's been a really big tool for us. We use that daily. It's just another tool that we use for that kind of thing, and it's been really a lifesaver for us, and it keeps us a lot of times from having to send a serviceman out for things that we could do here. And those are just some of the things that we're looking at right now.
You also have the ability at the Customer Response Center to be able to, if there are times of crisis or times of big need and you need to bring multiple people in some cases you don't have to be able to come to the McMinnville office to be able to help out and take calls. You can do that remotely.
We can do that remotely, and that's been a little bit of an incentive for people that want to be on call. Let's say if we know a storm's coming, we can say, hey, if I call you, can you log in from home? And they'll say, it's just a little easier for me. I live in Sparta. It's just easier for me to jump on my computer at home and log in and do it that way. And some of these other people that live in surrounding counties. We have people from, Manchester, Sparta, Spencer, McMinnville. So it's a tool that we use to kind of handle high call volumes and things like that without having to make them actually drive physically in. And it's worked out well so far for us, and we just implemented that when we went 24/7 back in December. So it's been a big tool so far as well.
That's another benefit when you bring that up about multiple people living in multiple areas, is that when folks call in to the Ben Lomond CRC, they're not even just talking to people that are located in McMinnville. They're talking to folks, like you said, we've got folks that live in Manchester and Spencer and Sparta. It is a true makeup of the areas that we serve.
It is, and I think maybe Crossville is the only one we don't have someone that works out of, which, it's a pretty good long ways to Crossville. But as far as the rest of the counties that we serve, I'd say we have at least one person per county, and some Sparta and McMinnville, multiple people that come out of there. So it's been a good way to get them involved in their community as well. They'll go do demonstrations at the high school, or they'll work in Relay for Life in their county. We try to do a good job of mixing that up, letting them, get into the community and help with things like that. That's been good for them too, I think.
Yeah. The partner, something that's happened over that folks may not know about, is over some months now, Ben Lomond and Caney Fork have kind of formed a partnership when it comes down to customer care. Ben Lomond's after hours calls and any type of situation where they get maybe a high volume due to some of the things that we've talked about that hit Ben Lomond as well, storms and things of that nature. That partnership, you've been able to see that be able to kind of grow and nurture that over time. That's been a good way for both the companies, I guess, to work together. It's
been a very good partnership so far. Working with them, the ladies and gentlemen at Caney Fork, has been very easy, very smooth transition for us. They handle a lot of it themselves. After 5 o'clock, we usually don't get many of their phone calls unless there's something out. And if it's too bad, they're going to come into the office and take their calls anyways and just let us do the overflow. But working with them has been very well. We've been doing that for a little over a year, taking their calls, but 24/7 since December. So It's went real well so far. There's been a few, hitches that we've worked out along the way, but I think we're in a good place with it right now.
Talk about it's something I know that you're excited about that seems to be coming to fruition as we kind of close things up here. That next generation of folks that are coming along, throughout our entire service territory area. Ben Lomand's trying to help a little bit with that, at least in one corner with Warren County Schools, and trying to be a partner and get involved with kids. Talk a little bit about that partnership that's kind of starting to bloom a little bit.
Yeah, we've had several meetings with a couple of the officials from the school system, and what it's called is work-based learning program, and basically it gives the students that are incoming seniors a chance to co-op and work for Ben Lomand, and I think there's a few other places that are actually taking advantage of it right now. We're looking to do that as well, probably in the next week or two, hopefully be able to move into that. Like I said, I think everything's done except for selecting, the students that we want to interview for the process. So it gives them a chance to get in here and see what it's like, and especially if it's something they're interested in the technology field or the customer service field, give them some real world experience to where, they're not going to walk into it blindly. If nothing else, it gives them experience and something to put on their resume eventually. And it'll teach them some skills, hopefully, that they can learn from some of the people that we have and some of the situations that they'll encounter with us. I think it's a great thing, though. I'm excited about it, and hopefully we'll get that rolling within the next week or two and get some students in and let them see what it's like.
Yeah, absolutely. Folks are interested in being able to touch base with our customer response center. They can do that, like we said, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Should folks need to get in touch to us, they can go to our website, brand new website, in fact, to be able to get those numbers. We've got local numbers throughout our entire service territory area, besides a 1-800 number as well. And so there's so many different ways folks can be able to get a hold of us.
Yep, the website's the best resource for that kind of thing. During the day, you can just dial the 668-4131. It's the main number, and you tell them you need tech support. They'll just drop you to us, and that's an easy way to do it. After hours, I would say go to the website and look for the phone numbers there, because everything after hours is going to come to us anyways. No matter what phone number you call that's in our Ben Lomand or Caney Fork number after 5 o'clock will come to our customer response center.
Good deal. Michael Scott, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. We're going to close out Table Talk. Thanks so much for you joining us, and we'll join you next week at this table for more talk here